Good. You're Robert Felix.
Yes, ma'am.
And come on up, ma'am. Let me get this pulled up here. Good. And let's see, this is 21-38610 and 21-38611. Mr. Felix is on probation in each of those cases. One for manufacturing or delivering a controlled substance, and the other for felon in possession of a firearm. I received an administrative hearing from Ms. Shoppa Bradley, and in it, the request was to schedule it for a judicial review. So you were in custody and released December 18th, and the stipulation was that you have a GPS monitoring device with 0 tolerance. And it looks like there have been several issues with that monitoring company, that the battery either hasn't been charged properly. Looks like you were out past curfew January 2nd, on January 3rd. Also, claim that you have unstable housing, but you're supposed to be giving the information of which of the addresses you're staying at to your probation officer each day. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going on?
I really don't know what the address I'm staying at. Anytime I was out past curfew was because of work purposes. I was doing DoorDash. I gave her the receipts of proof for that. I have a job right now, Sparkling Image, putting on my seated
At where?
Sparkling Image Wash Depot, and I also DoorDash. I've been on this monitor for 5 years, Judge. I paid over $14,000 since 2021. And the monitor wasn't really hindering me doing what I need to do. And
Well,
like I make the curfews, I lost my house and everything. That's
well,
why
here's the thing. This was your, hold on. For you to say that this is a hindrance to you and an imposition on you does not bode well with me. Hold on. All right. You're on probation for obviously 2 serious felony cases. You have some criminal history, obviously, because you're on probation for an unlawful possession of a firearm by felon. I get that probation's not fun. I get that you have to do things you don't want to do. That's what happens when you commit felonies. So coming at that angle is not going to go well. Okay. You've had some issues. You were here, and we required that monitor for a reason. And so I'm trying to look back and see, but I'm guessing the reason was that we had some issues with failure to show up, or what was the?
We initially did a judicial review there were some problems with the monitors and getting them to comply. We asked for a judicial review to see if he could get off of it, and he didn't show up for that hearing. And so that's what put him in jail. And then he did get out again. He initially had some trouble keeping it charged and everything, but once it was impressed upon him that this was not going to go away, of what he needed to take care of. The only problem is it's not feasible to have somebody that has unstable housing do a monitor, and while he's door dashing after 8 o'clock at night. I've checked his receipts. He does DoorDash. He's got receipts saying that he has, I didn't check every single one, Judge, but I've spot checked, and he's doing it. He's going to school, but this monitor is not acceptable way for me to try to supervise him.
Okay. So do you think it would be easier for him that you could actually supervise better without it?
I do.
Okay. All right, then. And here's the thing. It sounds like, Mr. Joseph, if you had showed up the other time you were supposed to be here, that was probably what was going to happen. And then I got mad that you didn't show up, and I'm going to make you keep the GPS. You see, the consequences just get worse and it could have been better.
I showed up last time. They sent me to a different courthouse in Port Arthur. I had the paperwork and everything. I've been screaming for help for years. I've been doing everything.
You've been coming to, you know what court you're supposed to come to when it's my date for you to come to court because you've been coming since you've been on the probation. So that's not, you know, if there's an issue here where you're supposed to be.
I just followed the last directive order. They sent me to put office and I had
Who's they?
I had the info. I can't.
So here's the thing, things are going kind of well for you. You probably should quit coming up with excuses. Okay? Because it's probably one of my number one pet peeves. It's just to keep coming up. Just take the personal responsibility. Went to the wrong place. Should have asked a bailiff. You know where the 252nd District Court is. You know the judge that's you're on probation for. So I'm going to, it sounds like you've got some really positive things going on and that you were in a bad place and you're working hard to get out of that. This isn't meant to make it harder on you, but you have to follow the rules and you have to show up, stay in touch. It sounds like your probation officer is willing to work with you through all of this kind of turmoil, but you not having a steady place to live. So take advantage of the fact that you've got a good one that's willing to work with you. Make sure you stay in touch with her. Let her know where you're staying. I know that's difficult because if you're changing places, you got to keep telling her. But keep doing all of that. You're going to be fine. Okay. So I'm going to I will allow the order that the GPS monitoring device be removed. That makes it all the more important, though, that you stay in touch and she knows what you're doing, where you are, and all of those things. Okay. All right. You're free to go. Good morning. Are you Brian Mitchell? And Mr. Mitchell's case is set for trial to begin with jury selection next Monday in cause number 24 DCCR 0170. I've gotten some information that Mr. Burbank, you're set apparently in Orange County on a murder case. Judge Raquel.
That, I will tell you, that case had troubles in witnesses from out of town. So it was actually set.
Okay.
I don't know whether, but the caller.
No, it sounds like we've already received some information that it was specially set with witnesses being flown in. Is there any anticipation that that's could potentially get worked out? I know things change at the last minute, but
Last communication I had, I'll tell you with the court, I applied last week, Thursday afternoon to Friday. He said, I'm like, well.
and he's in custody. So do y'all have a pretrial set this week or just getting started next week?
We do was no.
Okay, Miss French, obviously, I know the cases that have to do with children do take precedence, at least in my court, if I have to number them, but I don't know that I can get him if there's somebody in custody with the case. I think it's about as old or the same approximate age as this one. So what I'm going to do is just maybe hold it, just double check that there isn't anything that's going to cause that to be reset with witnesses. Because if it is, then this is definitely going to be numbered. Is the state ready if we go?
The state is ready. I would just say that with the caveat that I have a tendency to not want to re-traumatize by making children talk about these things too early. And so if I could just have a little leeway, if at the last minute this is the case that goes, because I don't want to have to bring her in unless I know we're going to trial.
Well, you're not always going to know, unfortunately. And so I would think in this one, we're already on Wednesday. It's different than most weeks. I'll see what I can do to double check that the court's not going to have any issues over there, and number the cases today at the end of the docket. So I'll let you know at the end of the day.
Thank you.
State's otherwise ready, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Hold on. We added one on.
Oh, yes. I'll be here, Judge, when you have.
All right. I'll take care of that in just a minute. Thank you. Good morning, ma'am. You're Carolyn Whitaker. Morning, Mr. Moran.
Good morning.
And Ms. Whitaker's cases are set for trial to begin with jury selection next week. And what is the announcement?
State is ready, Your Honor.
Defense is ready, Your Honor. There's just a few preliminary things I would like to take up with the state, with the court. there's just a couple of motions that I filed, my standard motions, such as my, motion disclosure rule 702 witnesses and things like that. I've sent those. I believe I filed those over a year ago. Those are still preliminary things I would like to address. And I don't believe there's any issue, but other than that, I mean, we're ready.
Okay, so, what I'll do, I've got jail docket this afternoon. And as soon as I'm finished with that, I will, number the cases. If this turns out to be the number one case, then, we can set a time to take care of those before jury selection.
Thank you.
And if you'll just go through all of those, make sure if there's anything that hasn't been taken care of, just because I know you got on the case after, probably those were filed. So,
I will say that I did work with your assistant last week.
Yes.
On Friday.
Yes.
To go through all of the discovery
Yes.
and make certain that you have everything that
Yes.
we have.
And Judge, we bait stamped all of our discoveries, sent it to the state to make sure that everything I had, I sent over had my bait stamps on it. And I believe we've corresponded. I think we did, or we sent a list of everything we had, or maybe it was different, but I know that we've corresponded between the state,
okay,
everybody, what I
You have
what
everything.
y'all have.
okay.
And just for the record, these motions I filed are my standard pretrial stuff, nothing crazy, no suppressions or anything at this point.
If there's anything that you think is, kind of a standout that Ms. French needs to look at, let her know that. Otherwise, if it's number one, we'll take care of it at the appropriate time. Any other negotiations with regard to, any agreements or anything like that?
Your Honor, we've not, an offer a while back when Mr. Hoffpower was on the case, that the offer was perfected. I've got my week blocked off for next week.
Okay. All right. Then it will be numbered. Again, it'll be the end of the day today, probably first thing tomorrow morning, potentially, because we're doing everything today. I'll number the cases. But based on the one that I thought was going to be number one, this one just kind of moved up the list. So, I'll let you know.
And is it just, I know I'm not holding you to it, just from planning purposes, is it looking like this one's going to be set number one? And and if you don't know, I'm not trying to press anybody. I just,
I might just ask you,
It's,
is there anything here that you think you don't have, or are you just looking for a ruling on your motion?
just ruling on motions, just like have things done.
there's one, that I have in a murder case that's in custody.
Okay.
That we'll know about this afternoon, that's about the same age as this one. And so if that one for some reason is ready, it might, go ahead, but, you'll know by the end, late this evening.
Thank you.
Okay?
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, who do I need to talk to about getting copies of jury lists and everything like that?
If you'll get with, Ms. Holmes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
Yes, sir.
May we be excused?
Yes, thank you.
so much.
All right. See y'all next week.
Fuck me up.
Morning, Ms. Malfino.
Morning.
And sir, are you Michael Harrison?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is 25 DCCR 1859. Mr. Harrison is charged with driving while intoxicated, third or more. And what is he announcing?
Your Honor, we've received everything but the videotape, and I expected it. I just unfortunately requested a little bit later than the regular discovery. I've also received an offer from Ms. Malfino. I assure you that as soon as I receive the video, we'll make tracks. I have
Okay.
good communication.
All right.
with my client.
Any issue? And Mr. Harrison, do you have the auto ignition interlock device on your vehicle? All right, make sure you keep that on and don't drive any other vehicle that doesn't have it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll just do a normal reset, stay in touch with Mr. Paget. Once he gets that video, you can go over that with him and we'll get an announcement.
Okay.
All right, free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
According to some changes, there are not dismissals at the time of entering
Correct.
into said contract any longer.
Okay,
And so with the lengthy reset, Judge, I'd have no reason to believe he's not doing great.
okay.
And we
He's in compliance and he's passed the test.
Lengthy 90
90
days.
days. 55.
Okay,
You know-
good morning, sir. You're Brian Belvin?
It's a year program
Right.
and I'm only a month in.
All right, so what we'll do is, just so that I can keep track of how things are going, I'm gonna set it out about 3 months or so. We'll just kind of check back in, make sure everything's still going well, and then we'll do the same, maybe even a little longer that second time. Okay, so keep doing what you're doing. Sounds like everything's going well. Yes, sir.
And I have one other one, Judge.
Yeah, Christopher Rhodes.
He's in the hallway.
So you made a $10,000 bond.
No, they pretty much took a portion because I have a,
Right, but that was the amount, that's your bond amount, and then they made you pay part of that, correct? So
yes.
your bond was at $10,000 on what you're charged with, I think is reasonable. I'm not going to reduce that.
It was $100,000
Did you miss court? Oh, did you test positive in court?
with the patch.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
You still have the patch on?
Yes, ma'am.
So the patch. In February was positive. Have a seat in the jury box. Let's get you tested this